an updated video and further what you can expect when you get to the Philippines. So my last video yesterday or 2 days ago, I forget now, because I've been in the air for like 30 something hours, and we'll talk about that coming up, is what do you need to do to fly now? So I was going on, Ina had left 3 weeks before me, like May 16th, and all the stuff that we learned that you had to do to fly to the Philippines, including you're being vaccinated, a COVID 24-hour COVID test, health insurance, Health One Pass, and I did all that, and I made the video explaining about these things. Then right away after I posted it, I was already in process of flying, but people were saying, yeah, they did away with a few of those protocols. You don't have to do those anymore. So, but when I got to the Detroit airport to check in, this is before I knew that there was no protocols, or they had loosened the protocols. I just gave her everything, because she said, well, I'm going to need see a few things before you leave. So I figured, okay, she's going to need my COVID test, she's going to need to see my health pass, and she's going to need to see my insurance. So I just gave that all to her. And she looked like she was going through and checking it all out. She didn't say, oh, you don't need this anymore. She just took it all. So she might have required it, or she might have just said, oh, well, you went over and above. So I'm not sure. So then I flew JetBlue to JFK in New York, and I didn't have a boarding pass. I just had a confirmation number. So I went to Cathay Pacific. That's who I was flying. And I started talking to the ladies there after reading some of the comments saying that I didn't need certain things. And she says, oh no. She said, no, some countries have relaxed and some haven't. So I gave her all the information. I gave her my health test and my one health pass, all the stuff we talked about, vaccination card. So then when I flew into Hong Kong, they just wanted to see the one health pass. That's it, because we were just connecting flight. We weren't leaving. And if you can avoid not flying to China, I would highly recommend not flying to China, because it is just a nightmare there. It's so inefficient the way they run things. Anyway, so sweaty, my glasses are slipping down here. So I boarded, and then we flew into Manila, and I was just so out of it. Here's the other thing too, is remember, if you're coming from the United States, and chances are you're going to make a flight inside the United States and then to a next destination, and then and it's going to, you'll be in the air for 20 to 30 hours, or the trip will take that long, and I can't sleep on a plane, and I'm just fried. My brain's fried, so I'm just not thinking straight. I'm just confused. But anyway, but when we get into Manila, only thing they want to see is your one health pass and your vaccination card. So I guess it's true. I guess they had dropped those mandates, but I just think maybe the other airlines have not caught up on the new protocols. So hopefully if you're flying later in the next month or so, they'll have that all worked out. Obviously what I didn't do is check before I left. I was just going on what my wife had to do 3 weeks earlier. So it seems like what the comments were saying are true, that you don't need, all you really need is to fill out the one health pass, and you have to have your vaccination card with a booster, from what I understand. So that makes things easier. I just dropped an extra $150, because it's $120 for the COVID test and then $30 for the health insurance. But hey, listen, you know what? If something happens to me, I'm covered up to $50,000 in health insurance. So $31, that ain't bad. That's a good thing, actually. Okay, so we got that wrapped up. That was my addendum to my last video. Now let's talk about what to expect when you first get to the Philippines. And if you're a solo traveler, if you're going to meet your Filipina, I'm sorry, I keep moving the camera, I don't have a tripod. If you're going to meet your Filipina and she meets you at the airport, you're going to be in pretty good shape, because she's going to be your tour guide. She's going to help you through everything. If you're not meeting her right away, now this is my 6th trip, so I'm pretty used to it, but still, it can be a little overwhelming when you first get here. For one, it's very, very hot. Two, it's very crowded, and it's a foreign land for you. So it's going to be kind of a culture shock when you first get here. And I can't sleep on a plane. If you are one of those people who can really get a good sleep on a plane, my hat's off to you. I am envious of you because I toss and turn. I check my Fitbit here, and for the whole time I was flying, which was about 20 something, 24 hours worth of flying, I only slept for it registered 2 hours, but I'm sure those were 2 fitful hours of sleep on the plane. And then you add the 12-hour difference, it seemed, but that doesn't really add realistically to your non-sleep. It's a virtual 12-hour difference because the time change. So I left the 6th, I got here, or the 7th, I got here the 9th, and I got into the hotel, and you're going to be jet lagged. And this is a general consensus of how you're going to feel. It's just something to look forward to. Unless you, like I said, you can get a really good night's sleep on the plane, you're going to go through quite a bit of jet lag. Just fuzzy, sleepy, probably constipated, and a little bit overwhelmed with being in a foreign country. So your first day or two, if you don't have to go meet your Filipina, or if you don't have urgent travel plans, I'd say just decompress for a day or two. Just get a nice hotel room. I'm in the Sea Residence downtown Manila. And I'm lucky enough that downstairs there's all kinds of shops, and I went and got coffee this morning, and restaurants and things, so in a convenience store out of walking distance. So just chill, decompress, try to get some sleep. I actually, plus your time difference, your internal clock's messed up. So every time I come here, I go through this problem of not getting a full night's sleep for the first 4 or 5 days to reset your clock. Now, some people are lucky. I'm not one of those. But I did manage to get a couple hours of sleep when I first checked into the hotel yesterday around noon. And then I got a couple hours sleep and took a shower. Then I had to go meet Ina's daughter, Kate, and her boyfriend, like I said. We went out to eat, had a nice dinner, came back early, around 9 o'clock. At 10 o'clock, I went to sleep. And being at 3:30 a.m., I was up, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed. I was completely awake. I forced myself to lay in bed and actually slept till about 9 o'clock. So I got about almost 8 hours worth of sleep. I'm sure my body needed some more of that. So just be prepared to give yourself a day or two to equalize to your new environment and try to reset your internal clock to your new time zone. And this is mostly for people who are flying from the West, Americas. I'm sure it happens in Great Britain and everywhere else, maybe not so much Australia, but for Americans, mostly this video is for. So, I'm sorry about that. So my updated plans is I was going to fly out today to Dumaguete to meet Ina, and then go hang out in Negros for a while. But I have this bad habit, which is good and bad, and that is I travel by the seat of my pants, is what I call it. I try not to make reservations unless I know if 100% sure that's what I'm doing until I get here. I usually don't make hotel reservations to the day of because I'm not sure where we're going to be. Maybe we want to stay an extra day somewhere that we were at, or it's just my loosey-goosey style travel. I just rather go with the flow and see what happens instead of having a regimented travel plan. I might say, like, when I get to the Philippines, I want to go to Malapascua, and I might want to go to Bohol, and I might want to go to Siquijor while I'm here, and I plan around that, but I don't make the plans until a day or two before they happen. This way, if something comes up, hey, I'm flexible. Well, that happened to me. I was supposed to fly out today from Manila to Dumaguete. There was only a couple flights left that were at 6 o'clock this morning, and the prices was like, normally you can get for $50 to $80 a flight to Dumaguete one way, and it was like $200. So I said, I'll stay in Manila one more day and I'll check Saturday flights. And even Saturday flights, and the afternoon flight was $115, which is still quite more, a bit more, but I'm just chalking that up to inflation, gas prices, and of course last minute booking. So last minute booking does end up costing you a little bit more money sometimes. So those are a few more my tips for traveling in the Philippines, and hopefully the videos get more exciting because I'm actually going to be getting out of Manila and getting over to Dumaguete. So until then, stay cool if you're in the Philippines, but always stay classy.